Let's break in how I made so far up 1,300 on my live account. I hit the 50% consistency for my top step accounts to try to pass those. As you can see here in the background, you can see right there, hit the first day, the 1,500. So if I can do well tomorrow as well, I'll have those pass, which is nice. And then here's a trade I'm currently still in on Tradeify, or not Tradeify, on Tradeovate with my live account. If we get a break above here, I wanted to take at that daily high, which I have here, but I have runners higher because once we break that, we might just rip. And this is only like one micro. Like I sold most of my contracts right here, these full lines. So let's go in the trade idea today. I'm going to keep this up for the most part. So like market opens, and at market open, move these over here. At market open, as you can see, we were kind of chopping sideways. Price opens, and if you go to the hourly, at first we were respecting this gap, and then we had these lows, which I liked. And then also if you go to the 4-hour, which is what you can see I took my trade off of, we filled the equilibrium of that gap. So price, like I was open to shorts right off rip. I was like, okay, we swept these, and when we swept those, we were respecting this hourly gap. Like I was 100% down for shorts, but I got a lot going on here. But this is the hourly gap up here. And let me just remove this. I was using this for like TPs and stuff, but I need to watch this a little bit because I got to close if we sweep up here. Let me just move this over. If we sweep up there, it should let me know. Let me just move this out of the way. Oh, let me just, there you go. Okay, so if it sweeps that high, it'll let me know. So as you can see here, let me remove this, make this a little cleaner. So we tapped in. So like I wanted shorts off rip because we swept liquidity and we were respecting this hour gap to go lower. I wanted this. My main play of the day was this 4-hour gap down here. But as you can see, price dumps, and I'm happy with this. We're respecting this gap. I was gonna wait until maybe we swept these highs and then broke structure and kind of showed that we were gonna inverse this 1 hour. Which if you purely just wanted to take it, like if you wanted to wait a little bit and then take it here, like this could have been a trade, but I didn't like it. I didn't like how price was moving here. I was like, we could just rip up, we could just whatever. And I was watching this gap because I was like, we inverse this to the upside, I'm going long. I was like, I'm just going to go long. Like, there's no question. But we didn't, right? And then this goes into later. So we respected the 1 hour, came down, boom, we hit my target already, okay? So now, honestly, from here, I was willing, let me mark out the macro for you. It was right at the macro, we came down, dumped in here, and I was like, you know what? I'm down for longs out of this. I was like, we haven't got much of a retrace in general before. And I was like, I think this could be, the retrace. So they both come down, sweep up in here, which is money. And then, you get a break of structure on the 1 minute here. Oh, why didn't it click? You get a break of structure on the 1 minute here, but that wasn't necessarily what I was looking for. I wanted was you had this leg full of imbalances. I wanted this to get inversed. And so bingo, it got inversed. And I actually entered a little prematurely right there. And I have my stops here. And TP1 was here. TP2 was here, which is London session highs. And then the final TP, as you can see, is all the way up here. So TP1 smashed, TP2 smashed, TP3 is an absolute nuclear. But let me remove this now. This was a trade, and what would have been a little better to wait for, but what allowed me to be willing to take it was we got a green candle, and going off my model, this second candle here actually can be a retracement. So look, we come up, or we go down here, we come up, right? And then we get back into equilibrium, and then we break structure out of it, which I saw that, but I wasn't willing to enter off that. I wanted a little more confluence. We inverse that. I set my stops here. Price comes down close, but this is why I don't go to break even. And then boom, we inverse. And then also, if you look on this, we inverse the 5 minute after. What would have been the smarter play is wait for the 5 minute inverse, because that's more confluence theoretically, but I was willing to take it earlier. So that would have been the higher confluence trade out of there. And then, you know, just target upwards because we're just rip-a-roni. And then also, I had this gap, which is the first presented fair value gap of the session at market open. And as soon as that got ran through, as you can see, like as soon as that got invalidated, price just went off the charts. So that's a good point too. What I should have done was once this got inversed, this could have been a great position, a great place to add contracts, add cons and move stop. But so there was multiple entries. You could have went in for the retrace, and then you would have got this IFVG out of here, which you could have entered off of down here. Let me remove this. Oh, let me keep that. So you could have also entered off this IFG here as well and put stops down here, because you get an actual higher quality 5 minute retrace. Equilibrium play, enter short stop. I mean, if you want to enter off equilibrium, stops down here. But if you're entering off this IFVG, then stops right here. Targets, 930, bang, London, bang, super high. You know what I'm saying? So that was the trade I took today. Finally a winning day after a long time. I'm running my trade copier on my Mac because it actually has faster like reaction times than my PC due to it just being a faster system. I need to upgrade my PC, but the entries on it are absolutely insane. They're like instant. So I think my final TP just got stopped out at break even, as you can see here. So for the day, we made 1,530 on my live account, which is awesome. So most of my average was like right in this range, as you can see from down here, which is completely okay. We were literally one tick off, I think, TP. Look at that. Yep, one tick off. TP. Stops. I mean, shoot. That was that's a holy... Let me make sure it closed on all my accounts. Yeah, it closed on all my accounts. What is that, bro? Just a little 100-point dump here. I think we might push lower, or that was to then go higher. I don't know, guys. Just happy to finally have a winning day. Been on kind of a losing streak, so this was a nice trade for me. Caught right around, and we got half pass on these, which is awesome. So if I can do well tomorrow, or if price gives me a good entry, hopefully I can make another 1,500 and then be passed with these going into the next week. And then same with the accounts I'm copy trading here. Hopefully I can do well on these and then have these going for me onto the next week as well, which would be super, super nice. It's all going to really depend, like with the war and everything going on right now. It's hard to, price is going to be a little weird. But like just what I've noticed, like my last couple losses, it was like I would take shorts and get wrecked. And we're obviously in such an uptrend right now that like the retracements were tiny, only taking out like 5, 15, maybe hour lows, but not really. Mostly just 5 minute, 15 minute lows and then just ripping. But today we actually tapped into a high confluence 4-hour fair value gap and then got good displacements out of it, as you can see here. So real happy with this trade. Came real close to getting stopped out here, but we didn't, so that's good. But yeah, guys, this is the kind of how I trade, kind of what I do, and this is why I continue to follow my rules, because when I do, I literally just win. You just got to stay true to your system and allow it to actually play out. If I was to lose yesterday or the day before that and full port of my accounts trying to make it all back and lose even more, then I wouldn't be in the situation I am now because I wouldn't have any capital. So conserve your capital and take high quality setups. Not that you are willing to win, but that you are willing to lose. And if you keep this mindset with your trading, you will do extremely well in these markets. And also, we're about to be at all time highs. So, like, just basically take longs every day. So, swept these, and now we'll probably push higher and take out that high. But, all right, guys, here's a trade recap. Real simple, real smooth. What I always do, mark out 930, mark out 950, look for liquidity or imbalances, and then where do I want price to go after touching that, and then I go down to lower time frames and find my entry point. It's real simple. It's not like overcomplicated. It's super easy, and I guarantee most of y'all understand exactly what I'm talking about. And this exact model has made me over $100,000 so far this year. So yeah, guys, lock in, back test, study, and follow your rules, and you'll print. Hopefully, y'all have a great day.